Welcome back, Grade 7 students, to our new lesson, Music Quarter 1, Module 1, Music of Lowland of Luzon, Folk Song from the Lowlands. This module in Music 7, Quarter 1, will help you to understand how folk song from Lowland of Luzon were created. In the first discussion, you need to read and understand first the element of music. These elements will be used during the listening activities and other activities which involve music analysis. You need to realize and appreciate how these musical elements mirror the culture of people and places which define its distinctive qualities and uniqueness. For learning objectives in this module, learners will be able to cite musical characteristics of representative music selection from the Lowland of Luzon after listening. Determine the musical elements, themes, and moods present in vocal and instrumental music of Lowland of Luzon and appreciate the simplicity of Luzon's lowland folk songs. But, before we explore the music of Luzon Lowland, let us first recall the different musical elements that you have learned in your previous lesson. The first element of music is rhythm. Rhythm is the regular repeated patterns of sounds. It serves as the pulse of musical composition. This element has three components: beat, tempo, and meter. Do you think you can identify these components in a certain music while listening to it? Have you experienced nodding your head or tapping your foot every time you hear music? If so, you are actually feeling the beat of music. Beat is the basic unit of measure in music, or pulse of a music. Next component of rhythm is tempo. Tempo is the speed of the beat. Every music has its own speed which depends on the mood of the whole music. Most happy tunes are fast, while sad music is relatively slow. Last component of rhythm is meter, which composes the time signature, or the combination of strong beats or accent and weak beats. For example, 4/4 time signature, 3/4 time signature, and 2/4 time signature. 4/4 time signature is like counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. This type of meter is commonly used in pop songs. In 3/4 time signature, you just count 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and so on. This meter is commonly used in waltz music. And for time signature of 2/4, you just count 1, 2, 1, 2, and so on. Marches, polkas use this kind of meter. The second element of music is dynamics. Dynamic is about the softness and loudness of music. This can be gradual, crescendo, and decrescendo, or sudden or abrupt. Dynamic in music suggests the emotional aspect of the composition. Soft music suggests themes such as love, while loud and strong music suggests bravery or war. Next element of music is the most obvious among all the musical elements, the melody. It is the organized sequence horizontal of single notes. In other words, it is the main tune of the musical piece. It is what you hear and what retains in your head. Melody has two types, the conjunct and the disjunct. The more singable and playable type is the conjunct. The melody is easy to sing because the notes have no skips or leaps. The next element of music is the vertical arrangement of sound in a musical piece is called harmony. It is the simultaneous sounding of two or more notes. This element can refer to the chords produced, the accompaniment style, and the counter melodies. Harmony has two types, the consonants and the dissonance. Consonant intervals in music are most pleasant and it seems like everything is okay, while dissonant intervals, on the other hand, produce a more creepy sound. It shows tension and needs to be resolved. Next element of music is texture. Texture is all about the thickness of the sound. There are different types of texture. We have monophonic, homophonic, and polyphonic. For example, in the monophonic texture, only single line can be seen, which means there is only one melody or tune playing. It is like you are singing alone in the bathroom. In homophonic texture, a single melody is present with an accompaniment of an instrument or several instruments. It's like you are singing with a videoke machine. In polyphonic texture, two or more melodic contours or lines are playing simultaneously. It is like you're singing with others in a choir contest. The last element of music is timbre. Timbre is the quality of sound heard. If you and your friends sing Bahay Kubo in unison, you can easily distinguish each other's voice based on the quality of the sound of your voices. Now that you have reconstructed your previous knowledge about different musical elements, you are now ready to explore one of our cultural identities, the Luzon Lowland folk songs. Can you recall what song your parents used to sing to you when you were just a child, or your grandparents' type of music which you used to hear? What can you say about its tune? Is it easy to remember? How about the tempo? Is it hard to follow? What other musical elements are present in this kind of music? Now, let's proceed to your activity 1. Try to find 16 popular folk songs in the puzzle. List down the titles of the song you are familiar with. Tell whether it is a Tagalog, Ilocano, Kapampangan, and Bicolano. Write the title on the table below the puzzle. And answer the following questions. Number 1. Are you familiar with the given song in this activity? Number 2. How did they become familiar to you? Number 3. Have you tried singing these songs before? How was it? And number 4. Do you like listening to this type of song? Why or why not? In this table, write the dialect used. Is it Tagalog, Ilocano, Kapampangan, or Bicolano? Then examine the table you have just accomplished. What helped you find this song in the puzzle? This time, try doing this activity after listening to the folk song. Number 1. What can you say with the different time signatures, meter of the song? Number 2. Analyze the emotions communicated by each song. Love, anger, happiness, suffering, etc. And number 3, observe the speech of each song. Do they have the same tempos? Number 4, why do you think the composer of these particular folk songs made it that way? Folk songs. Luzon's lowland music is made up of simple vocal and instrumental music, primarily a product of daily experiences from folks like farmers, fishermen, artisans, vendors, and other common people. Family or community members learned this music orally, which they sang in their native tongue. Mostly, the persons who originally made this music were unknown. Folk songs in general have the following characteristic. Folk song lyrics are according to native tongue. Because the songs are based on the daily experiences of the people in the particular place and the message of the song needs to be understood easily to be appreciated, the lyrics of the song are written or sung on their own dialect. For example, the Tagalog folk songs came from the people who speak Tagalog, like Bahay Kubo, Leron-Leron Sinta, Magtanim ay di biro. The Ilocanos have their own, the Manang Biday and the Pamulinawen. The Kampampangans, Atin Kupong Singsing, and the Bicolanos Sarong Banggi are just few among the folk songs of Luzon that are sung in their own dialect. Folk song was passed down through oral tradition to family or community members, hence learned by mere memorization. Singing is a form of local social bonding among early Filipino families because they did not have access to internet, TV, and radio during that time. Singing folk song became their favorite pastime. Folk song has unknown composers and lyricists. Most composers of Filipino folk song are unknown because songs are just based on daily experiences and are passed down orally. Folk song has simple key signature to the song. Do you know how to play guitar? If you can play this instrument, you can try to play a simple folk song. While playing, you will notice that it starts with a particular key of G for example, and ends in the same key. That only shows the simplicity of the Luzon folk songs. Double, triple, or quadruple are common meters used in folk songs. These meters were very common during that time. The dances and common songs are based on these meters. The composers of the folk songs adapted these rhythmic patterns to their compositions. Folk songs are primarily based on the community's culture, tradition, and livelihood, and folk songs are short and simple. Aside from Tagalog, several other dialects are used by unknown composers from Luzon in composing their own lowland folk song, such as Ilocano, Kapampangan, Pangasinense, and Bicolano. Spanish, and other Western influences are very evident in the construction of the song, such as meter use and the minor and the major modes. In the next activity, your song sounds familiar. You will listen to some sample of Luzon Lowland folk song using the YouTube links given in the first activity. Try to browse for the sample song for your reference, then answer the following question on the next page. Open your YouTube link and listen to the given music. Number 1. What can you say about the lyrics of the folk songs? Number 2. What are the dialects used in folk song you just heard? Number 3. What can you say about the translation of the dialects in other languages? Number 4. Why do folk song not change the key signatures? Number 5. How do people become familiar with the folk songs in the community? Number 6. Based from the folk song that you have heard, how do folk song depict the community traditions, culture, and livelihood? Activity number 3. In this activity, you will analyze the given 6 folk song, Manang Biday, Paro-Parong Bukid, Sarong Banggi, Doredo, by completing the table. Example, analyze the dialect. For Manang Biday, it is Ilocano. For Paro-Parong Bukid, Tagalog. Sarong Banggi, Bicolano. Doredo, Kapampangan. Next is meter. Is it double, triple, or quadruple? For mood, is it happy, sad, or etc.? For melody, is it major or minor scale? For dynamics, describe the softness or loudness of the sound. Is it crescendo or decrescendo? For tempo, is it fast or slow? And for texture, is it monophonic, homophonic, or polyphonic? And for your assessment, Hello Mind test, modified true or false, write approve if the statement is true, and if not, write disapproved, and identify the word that made the statement false. Write your answer in the space provided before each number. You have reached the end of Music Quarter 1 Module 1. This means that you can now move on to the next module. Again, do not forget to click Turn In once you're done answering all your activities. Thank you and happy learning!